Hello. I hope you have enjoyed the last story. Today we're going to start a new one. Today's story is called Bleeble Elssiah. And Bleeble Elssiah is a magical bird and he does have a long story. So let's start. All right, kids. I want you all to sit down here on hasira. And hasira is a special type of rug that we sit on Gaza. We use it for same use like a rug. And this is my subha, and I'm wearing my gataras, and I'm ready to say the hadduta, which means the fairy tale. Once upon a time, there were 3 girls living together in one house. They used to make their living from sewing, and then they sell whatever they did in the market and earn the money. In the kingdom they lived in, the king had a problem with thieves. So he announced that no one is allowed to turn the light on at night when the whole country is dark. Only the thief will have a light, and then it will become easier for them to catch the thief. Can you see that in the picture? The 3 girls, can you see them? Now, the most beautiful girl of them, her name was Noura. Noura was not just beautiful, she was smart and brave and very ambitious. And they were talking while they were sewing. But the candle light was reflecting from the window. They needed the candle to finish their work because they didn't finish it and they need to go to the market early in the morning to sell it. So they decided to light up a candle. Now all the king's army saw the light and they thought, ooh, there's a thief in there. So they came running and they stood under the window to hear 3 girls talking. One of them was saying, do you know, girls, my dream is to marry the king's baker. And they said, why the king's baker? Because I have a sweet tooth and I love sweets, and he will be making me royal sweets, baklava, kunafa, everything I want. And that's what I call a life. The other one said, what a good idea. I want to marry the king's chef. This way I'll make sure I eat everything I can wish for. Mahshi, mansaf, lukhia, bamia, anything I wish for. But Noura, the smartest and the most ambitious, she said to them, you both are fools. I wish to marry the king himself. The 2 girls laughed. Ha ha, you're over-dreaming, girl. Now, the army behind the window was listening. The policeman said to the other, they're just 3 girls talking. Shall we arrest them? I don't know, said the other soldier. Let's go and ask the king. So they went back to the palace and they told the king the whole story. The only 3 girls sewing and talking, and one of them wants to marry the king's baker and the other wants to marry the king's chef. And the 3rd one was really crazy. She said she wants to marry the king himself. The king laughed when he heard the story. He said, bring the 3 girls here to me. So they went back, arrested the girls, and brought them to the palace. In the palace, they sat on the floor, begging the king to forgive them. Mercy, mercy, please. And the king said, okay, I want each one of you to tell me the truth. what exactly did you say? So the first one, crying and shivering of fear, said, I said, I want to marry the king's baker. And he said, is that all? All right. Baker, I found you a nice wife. Come get her. So the second one said, wow, it works. She's going to marry the man she's dreaming. My turn now, but I have to act like I'm shy. You said, please forgive me, sir, please have mercy on me, sir. I wanted to marry your chef. And the king said, oh, yeah, okay, chef, here you go. I found you a nice wife. She's all yours. And then the third one's turn, Noura. And the two girls were giggling and laughing and saying, he's going to cut her head off now, you see. And the king said, aren't you scared? She said, why should I be? I am in front of the kindest and the most merciful king in the world. He said, okay, you are a brave girl. Tell me, what did you say last night? She said, I said I will be honored to become your wife, sir. And the king looked at her and smiled, and he said, and I agree. The strangest proposal ever. The king stood up and he held her hand and said to the people around him, listen everybody, this is my wife. I want you to announce the biggest wedding in the kingdom, and we should start tomorrow. And they did. For 7 days and 7 nights, the celebration went on. The other two girls, one married the chef and the other married the baker, they weren't very happy when they saw their friend marrying the king himself, and she's going to become a queen. They were very jealous, envying her, but they kept it to themselves. One day they were talking together and saying, our husbands are going to become servants for her husband, the king. Of course, now we have to call her Your Majesty. And imagine, one of them said, one day she is going to get pregnant, and then she'll give him a prince, the crown prince, and she's going to have the highest status in the kingdom. Over my dead body, said the other one. And you know what? After a few months, the king announced that Noura is pregnant. The two girls were boiling with anger and envy, and they decided to have a plan to get rid of the baby. So Noura herself was very happy and excited that she's pregnant. She used to stand next to the window every night, pray and ask Allah to give her a baby boy who is beautiful. And if he is happy, the whole world is happy with him. And when he becomes sad, the whole world will become sad with him. Every night she will pray and ask Allah for that special boy. The two evil girls decided to find out who is the midwife in the palace. And they were told it's Imsakhir. So they went to Imsakhir's house, they knocked on the door, and they said to her, we will give you a lot of money. We will give you gold if you agree to help us. Imsakhir said, okay, what do you want me to do? When the king's wife gives birth to the baby, we want you to kill the baby and put him in the sewer. Get rid of him so he goes to the sea and drown and die. What? You want me to kill the prince? Well, you have to if you want the gold. But, you know, the king could cut my head off. This is too dangerous. No. I'm not going to do something like this. So the girl said to her, we give you 100 golden coin. If you agree, you know what? You can build a house, or you can help your daughter to get married with this money. Sakhar, her eyes started to light up with greed, and she said, okay, I'll do it. But what do you want me to say to the king? They said, we're going to give you a cat, a baby kitten. And once you kill the baby and you put him in the sewage, you take the baby kitten and say to the king, your wife gave birth to a kitten. And Sakhar laughed. Okay, I can do that. And you know what? When it was time, Noura was crying. She woke up the king. The king ran outside and said, bring Sakhar, hurry up, my wife is giving birth. And Sakhar came running. And she took the kitten from the two girls, and then she said to the king, don't worry, your majesty, I will look after your wife. I'm going to go inside the room and close the door because I don't like to work when somebody's watching. The king said, okay. And he stood outside waiting, waiting, waiting. A while later, after Sakhar did what she was told to do, the beautiful prince, the beautiful boy, she put her hand on his mouth and nose till he stopped breathing, and then she chucked him in the sewage. Big canal to the sea. And then she went out with the kitten in her hand, crying, pretending to cry. I'm sorry, your majesty. I don't know how to tell you this, but your wife gave birth to a kitten. What? The king said. Are you out of your mind? How can a woman give birth to a kitten? That's what happened, your majesty. Please forgive me. Please have mercy on me. Oh, no way. I am going to cut your head. No, please. And she started kissing his hands and his feet. And then everybody came to help her. They said, please, your majesty, she's just a midwife. You know, it's not her fault that your wife gave birth to a kitten. And that's Allah's will. And you have to be patient, and you have to prove to Allah that you are a good believer. That's what Allah wants. You have to accept it. The king was quiet, but he was boiling of anger inside. And he said, okay, I'm waiting for next time. So next time, when Noura got pregnant, she stood in front of the window again, and she prayed for another boy. When he laughs, the whole world will laugh with him. When he cries, the whole world will cry with him. And she did, gave birth to a beautiful boy. But the two evil girls did the same thing. And they gave Sakhar this time a baby dog, a puppy. And she came out and she told the king, your wife gave birth to a puppy this time. The king was really mad. And the same thing happened. People was telling him, it's not her fault, let her go, please don't kill her, she's just a midwife. And he did. And he said, I'm going to give my wife one more chance. If she didn't give birth to a normal human being this time, I will punish her severely. She was really scared this time. She was praying to Allah, please Allah, this time give me a beautiful daughter. And when she laughs, the whole world laughs with her. And when she cries, the whole world will cry with her. And Allah did. But Sakhar this time brought a stone for a lot of gold that she took from the two evil girls. And as usual, she came outside after chucking the baby in the sewage, saying to the king, your wife gave birth to a stone. Do you think the king will believe it this time? That's what we're going to find out in the next part. Good night.